Hello, this is Troy Eckard. I'm the CEO and manager of Eckard Land and Acquisition out of Dallas, Texas. Today I'd like to talk to you about the mineral life cycle and what takes place from the time a mineral is actually acquired until you start receiving revenue. It's a quite simple process. Essentially, here's what takes place. Somewhere in a oil and gas basin, there will be a landman that will contact a mineral owner based upon records and deeds that indicate who owns the minerals of interest. That landman or that contact person will attempt to negotiate a fair trade for your mineral interest. What that means is that they've identified your minerals as part of what they believe to be a future drill site. When they identify your minerals, they will make an attempt to pay you a given lease bonus, which is how much dollars they'll pay you per year to lease your minerals. Remember, you as a mineral owner own 100% of them. You're simply allowing somebody else to utilize your mineral rights for further development and entitlement, but you'll take no obligation and be exposed to zero liabilities. So in that lease terms, one of the things you'll do is decide how much you would like to be paid in order for someone to lease your minerals for a given period of time. A standard lease in the oil and gas industry is a 3-year lease. Within that 3 years, the party, the lessee, who has actually leased your minerals will have to take certain actions that make that lease become in perpetuity. The main thing is they have to start drilling. They have to have some type of exploration activity. So I'm a mineral owner. Landman walks up, knocks on my door and says, I'd like to lease your minerals. We negotiate a term, $1,000 an acre for 3 years. They're going to sign a lease document that basically says, here's your $1,000 per acre. They're going to pay me 100% up front. I don't get paid month by month like normal real estate. It's a front-loaded lease term in which I get paid before they ever commence any operations or actually start developing the property. The other thing is the royalty interest. In that negotiated terms, what I'd like to do is negotiate the highest percentage of royalty that I can as the mineral owner, and the oil company wants to negotiate the lowest royalty they can get. Why? That royalty interest is like having the secret code to an ATM machine. It just keeps printing and giving money and money and money. What I would like to do is negotiate a reasonable lease bonus, but negotiate so that it leaves me the most meat on the bone when it comes to the royalty payment. Typically, depending on the basin or the state or the area that you're in, the more valuable or the more perceived value that can be extracted from the oil and gas minerals that are being negotiated, there should be a higher lease bonus and should be a higher royalty that is retained by the mineral owner itself. But bear in mind, it's always a negotiation. So therefore, as we negotiate for the minerals, we'll come up with a term that's a balance between what I get paid in cash and what I get paid in royalty percentage. Once those terms are in place, a lease document is signed, now I sit back as the mineral owner and I do nothing. I enjoy myself. I drink my coffee and I allow the lessee, the oil company that has leased my minerals, to go out and put together all the plans, the equipment, the road work, all the infrastructure, the drilling, the exploration, the production. They do everything and take 100% responsibility from that point forward with the idea of developing the minerals and turning them into commercial production. Once an oil well has been drilled and it has been put into commercial production, the lessee, which is the oil company, now owns the right to that mineral property in perpetuity so long as there's commercial production that is established and maintained. At any point in time that the lessee fails to meet the lease terms and the obligation, the lease converts right back to me again, and I can go lease it again and again and again. In some cases, minerals are leased every 3 years to a brand new lessee. But let's assume that the well has been completed and now we have a commercial well. Well, that's great news. It's great news because now I, the mineral owner, own a large percentage of every single drop of oil and gas that's produced from that property. Whatever the price of gas and oil is that month, when that oil company produces it, they will sell the oil and gas to a third-party buyer. Somebody buys the oil, somebody buys the gas, somebody may buy the natural gas liquids. All the buyers will then collectively report to the taxing authority, to the FERC, to the midstream regulatory agencies, and also back to the producers and the owners of the well. Here's how much oil and gas was produced during the particular cycle. Let's call it a month. At the end of that month, there are 4 or 5 ways in which all production can be verified. So as a royalty owner or mineral owner, I'm very confident that I won't be cheated out of any of my oil and gas because there's too many ways and too many recorded methods that actually determine how much was produced and sold off that property. About 30 days after the month that the oil and gas has been produced, the buyers of the oil and gas and natural gas liquids will then send a check or several checks to the lessee or the operator, which is typically the oil company that leased the minerals, and say, here's all your revenue. What will then happen is They will distribute that revenue proportionally to the number of mineral acres that I or any mineral owner owns in that producing unit. The key to this is that from the time I lease my property until the time I get my check is totally predicated upon the oil company's ability to drill, test, produce, and start revenue flow. Most of the minerals that we focus on are in basins that have 25 to 50-year well life. So I fully expect, as a mineral owner, once I've successfully secured a mineral lease and wells have been produced on my property, to receive monthly checks for 25 to 50 years. And I pay absolutely nothing for that. Now here at Eckard Land and Acquisition, what we do is we introduce you to minerals by showing you our company brochure. We introduce you to the team that's behind the scenes that actually runs and operates our mineral portfolios. And it gives you a chance to see a little substance of who we are as a company. We also provide you opportunities to see how you might be able to invest not only in your investment portfolio, but also through self-directed IRAs, trust, and other types of entities that may be suitable for your particular portfolio. When you get decided, or you decide that you actually want to look at projects, we have what we call our mineral portfolios. These are anywhere from $250,000 to $2 million portfolios. You, as a private partner, may at any time you want take a look at closed programs, programs that are no longer open, to allow you without any pressure at all to see the way we conduct business. But you'll receive a brochure like this, which will include the particular minerals, the purchase-sale agreement, the invoice, verification of your accreditation, meaning you're qualified to invest with us, and all the information you need to make an investment decision. Upon acquiring mineral acres and completion of the documents, you become a mineral owner with Eckard Land and Acquisition. We then have a continuation of information that you'll get as a partner for Eckard. What we do is we send you information that will teach you about oil and gas minerals. It'll teach you and show you and educate you with regards to the ongoing management of your portfolio and the best way for you to build that portfolio for the next 5 or 10 years or however long you decide to invest. One other thing that we like to do is we like to send to you a USB drive that will include all the lease documents and all the recorded documents that you have for the minerals that you acquire. One of the things we know, it's very difficult when you become a more successful investor to track all of your investments. I go through the same thing as you do. So what we've done at Eckard Land and Acquisition is we've created a jump drive that will include all your deeded documents that are required to be filed in order to show you what minerals you own and the legal descriptions and the documents that support that. As you continue to invest and build your portfolio, we will send you the necessary documents to keep adding to your jump drive. Now, this may be the hardest thing you have to do in investing in minerals, is just keeping records, so we've even made that easy for you. We will do all the back office work. All you have to do is enjoy your cup of coffee, let the world know that you're a mineral owner, and let these major oil and gas companies do all the work and take all the liability. I'm Troy Eckard with Eckard Land and Acquisition. Minerals are simple, profitable, and right now is a golden opportunity for you to take that step forward, becoming a shellionaire like many of our partners are today. Thanks again.